guys, this is Chelsea Lou, and this is No Labels. This is my vlog, No Labels. I did order scent bird, and I did order a really interesting scent this past weekend, but I don't have it with me, so I'll just do it on my other vlog, Spectrum Support. I'll be posting in that later on this week. We have some pretty exciting things coming up there, and I'll be bringing that up later on this week. With me becoming like the summer track coach, so that my son can be a part of the track team. But anyways, on with No Labels. I found a particular topic interesting because I have been thinking about it for myself. So I found it particularly interesting. My son got out of school today early because he was constipated. I do believe that he was not being, hey, hush it, now, you know you're grounded. He was hurting, but also when I got there, he was automatically quiet and was smiling, so I figured he was being over dramatic, but I would also solve the problem, so I got him some juice, and now he should be good. But anyways, he's just doing that because he knows I'm recording something. So anyways, something I've been pretty intrigued by lately is the concept of like, when are you ready to date, right? And most people are like, yeah, like I think I'm ready to date now, but like I kind of want to focus, only on the other person and their problems. Like, oh my gosh, this person's so toxic or whatever. So I've been intrigued by this, right? Because I do a lot of introspection for myself. I'm still in therapy. I honestly don't feel like I'm fully ready yet to date. So even though as I've stated previously, it's not for lack of effort of other people and trying. But one thing that I did notice in people in general overall, because this is an unbiased opinion from the outside looking in, I figured that could be helpful toward people that are ready to date. Yes, sometimes givers can attract takers, right? But let's focus on what is the issue with you, right? So why do I attract this type of person? Sometimes you can ask yourself that. And yes, sometimes it's just for no other reason, but yeah, they are that type of person, right? But sometimes, because you desire to seek validation, and seeking too much validation, like from other people, it kind of reflects trauma from the past. So helpful things, this is what I've been thinking about for myself, helpful things are attempting to express yourself in healthy manners, such as what I do is writing, I paint, when I'm ready to talk in the right tone, that's important, because like I said, I still have issues with some of these things I'm talking about. When you're ready to speak in the right tone, you can talk to a supportive friend that is pretty calm for the most part. And so anyways, but something you don't want to dump, you don't want to like trauma dump, and I've done this in the past, for real. It's probably been really annoying to some people. I have trauma dumped in the past, so like I really work hard at refraining to do that. I don't do it very often anymore, but yeah, so like better than that is get you a therapist. You know what I'm saying? They have income-based therapy, so there's not really an excuse these days. It's very accessible. It's online. You can do it via Zoom. So yeah, they're actually paid to do that, and as well as make your Howard, knock it off. Sorry. As well as make your emotional dumping, productive, right? And like conducive to therapy. So that's what they are trained in. They can get down to the bottom of it, instead of just talking freely nonstop for no reason, and then you're going to talk about it again the next day because you didn't process it correctly. Anyways, if you still have this tendency highly, then in my opinion, you're not really ready to date. When you can be to yourself and go through your whole daily routine with like your future goals added in that are part of your solid routine, and you know yourself, and you can be around people minimally, like socially, like once a month or so, then in my opinion, you're ready to date. So this is important because like boundaries are important, right? So if one doesn't have boundaries, which is the over giving part, that can be an overgiving part. That's what overgivers do, is they don't have boundaries with their giving. So it means that there is still codependency there. Codependency creates dependency, and dependency creates expectations of the other person based off of that. And when expectations are not met by that other person, which aren't even real, solid, logical explanations in this specific scenario, resentment builds up, which then creates toxicity. So, to say that X, Y, and Z person is simply toxic or negative and paint them in a bad lighting, yes, sometimes people are that. Sometimes people are just, like, in general, just toxic. But, most of the times that's not the case. A lot of people are this way with this person and that way with that person. It's just due to what someone originally allows. So I've been with people like, okay, so I've been in the past, in my younger days, my younger dating days, I have been with somebody and I've been in a domestic situation or whatever that I didn't have any boundaries at all. But anyways, I've been with people like more recently who have done crazy things to other women, like domestic behavior or toxic behavior or whatever, and not that I'm not okaying domestic behavior or whatever. I'm not okaying that. I'm not okaying that in any sense. That's not okay, ever. There's no excuses in the whole entire world. But what I will say is if they're just like toxic and they're presenting toxic behavior and they're like being like emotionally abusive or whatever, still not okay. But this is simply because, in my opinion, it has been allowed by the other individual, okay? Due to not addressing boundaries, like, over a period of time. So I've been with people who have done crazy things to the other women, but then they never did so with me. So this, to me, in my opinion, this is simply because it was allowed. It was also proven to be allowed by the other woman, which is very, very sad. But if we do not learn these things, we will not move forward having successful and healthy relationships or connections. Then normally I'd have a lot more like subtopics to talk about, but this one was kind of like interesting to me because it's what I've been working on for a while now. So, yeah, I kind of see it. I've started to see a trend of people automatically turning to the label of narcissism, and from experience, I've had like one person in my entire family, like yeah, my family is very like kind of low-key dysfunctional, but I haven't had experience with more than just one narcissist, like one true narcissist, like all the way around. Anyways, most people, like collectively, on a collective sense, are not that, but actions from one person to the next individual cause reactions from that person toward that individual. So I'm not saying that it's okay, right? But it's important for everyone, including me, because like I said, I still have emotional imbalance issues, and just like things I went through recently that kind of built up, and I'm still in therapy for those things. But yeah, I've had reactions to things, just like my tone, the way that I try to bring things up and stuff like that. But I'm still working at it in therapy. And in my art, like I said, that's where I do most of my original work, and then I bring it to therapy. So it's like actual work that you have to do on yourself. Like, you really have to do this work, or else you could talk about it and then not be ready to talk about it, and it never get fully processed. But I've been doing a ton of spiritual and mental and emotional work in the area of introspection specifically. So we should all get to a level of not reacting, but like responding things in a way that's just open and vulnerable, the right tone, not being irrational or rage-filled, because people will react to that alone, in a defensive manner. We can, because we want it to be like a problem that's resolved and worked out. We don't want it to just be something where I'm blaming you and then you're blaming me and then I'm blaming you. That's like unproductive. We can bring this quality out, this bad negative quality out in almost anyone if pushed hard enough. And everyone has different boundaries, which is why it is highly important that each individual knows their own boundaries and triggers, right? So that they can be communicated effectively, so that we're not just walking around causing people to come out of character, which, yes, it is their personal responsibility and decision, but it all, to me, starts with self, as we do not have control over other people. We only have control over ourselves, which is why it's the most important thing, in my opinion, in life, is getting to know oneself, building a life that reflects that self that we gotten to know as much as possible before allowing others to be in it or super close to it. Because that's what I've been dealing with lately. I just had to reevaluate, like, okay, I got this done, I got that done, I got this done, now where am I going? Yeah, I had reached a level of stagnancy. So every time I was like over communicating with somebody, I was like, oh, this is a waste of my time. And I was like low key getting mad at them, even though I wasn't even aware of my own boundaries. And that was my boundary. Needed to make, I guess a new to-do list or whatever that reflected what I was moving toward, like moving forward toward. But yeah. So like, yeah, we can bring this bad negative quality out of almost anybody. Doesn't mean that everybody's a narcissist. It doesn't mean that everybody's like an empath or whatever, which, I do believe in both those things. And I do believe that people are, like, most people are highly naturally, like, either in the middle or, like, highly empathetic or whatever. Most people have empathy. So it's just, like, I just don't really believe that everybody's a narcissist. I just believe that people don't know, they're not self-aware. Because I've been being forced to become very self-aware lately. I've had, like, a couple of breakthroughs. Because I was going to say, I want to be positive. So I'm going to say breakthroughs, where just a lot of emotions were pouring out. I've been processing a lot of stuff. And, things that I didn't even remember came to the surface. But I just wanted to talk about that. I just don't think that, like, labeling people is the answer. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it all starts with self. What are my boundaries? Everybody has flaws. So, like, I don't like it when this person does that. So, like, don't talk to them when they're doing that. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's sort of common sense, but it's not common to everybody. It definitely wasn't all the way, and still isn't all the way common to me. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, probably get my son a little snack or something like that, even though he's grounded. He's about to, I had to get him off early from school, like I already said. I think I said that in this one, that, he's like constipated or whatever, and then he was like being over dramatic about it a little bit, but, yeah, like we resolved that already, got him some juice and stuff, so he should be good with that. So I'm gonna fix him a little snack, and I will see y'all probably like later on this week in Spectrum Support. Like I said, we have some exciting things going on there. So I am going to talk about those things next time. And if you want to, if you have family members that have loved ones on the spectrum, on the autism spectrum, then also refer them to my other vlog, Spectrum Support, if this is the one that you watch. So y'all have a great purpose-filled rest of y'all's day. And motivated.